All right, so get this. You've been wanting to know more about prehistoric creatures, right? Well, hold on to your hats because we're going deep on a discovery that's really shaking up what we thought we knew about saber-toothed animals.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, it is. We've got an article here all about the oldest saber-toothed animal ever found.
Oh, wow.
And get this, it's not a dinosaur.
Not a dinosaur. So what is it then?
Okay, so that's the crazy part.
Okay.
It's a Gorgonopsian.
A Gorgonopsian. Wow, those are way older than dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And get this, they're part of the lineage that eventually led to mammals.
To us.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay, back up for a sec. What exactly a Gorgonopsian? Aside from sounding like something straight out of Greek myth?
Right. Well, it's a group of animals that we call synapsids.
Okay.
And that means they share a common ancestor with mammals.
Okay.
So basically picture a creature with reptilian features like scales and laying eggs.
I gotcha.
But with some distinct mammalian traits starting to emerge.
So like a missing link between reptiles and mammals?
Yeah, you could say that.
Cool. Were they all saber-toothed?
Not all of them, but many were.
Okay.
And that leads to a bigger question that's fascinated scientists for ages.
What's that?
Why do saber teeth keep popping up throughout evolution?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, they evolved independently in so many different groups.
It's true. It's not like saber teeth were a one-time thing. You've got your saber-toothed cats.
Right.
But then there were even some marsupials with those crazy fangs, too.
Exactly.
So what's the evolutionary advantage there? What's the deal with the saber teeth?
You know, there are a lot of theories, and it likely varied depending on the animal and its environment.
Makes sense.
Some scientists think saber teeth were ideal for delivering a killing blow to large prey,
Okay.
while others suggest they might have been more for display,
Oh, interesting.
or even for slashing through thick hides.
Wow, that's wild. It really makes you wonder how those different hunting strategies played out, in prehistoric ecosystems.
Absolutely.
So where does our Gorgonopsian superstar fit into all of this?
Right, so that's the really interesting part.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
Hit me.
They found it in Mallorca.
Wait, what? Mallorca?
Yep.
As in the Spanish island?
That's the one.
I thought Gorgonopsian fossils were usually found in, like, Siberia or South Africa.
Exactly. Most of them are from high-latitude regions.
Right.
So finding one in Mallorca was a huge surprise.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's prompting a serious rethink of Gorgonopsian distribution and migration patterns.
Wow, that is incredible. Okay, so Mallorca wasn't even an island back then, was it?
Nope. During the Permian period when this Gorgonopsian was alive, Mallorca was part of the supercontinent Pangaea.
Oh, right.
It was located closer to the equator, probably somewhere around where the Congo Basin is now.
Okay, so instead of beach resorts and sunshine, picture a prehistoric Mallorca with, what, lush jungles?
Yeah.
Deserts.
Think more along the lines of a floodplain environment
Okay,
with temporary ponds and lots of vegetation.
gotcha.
The researchers actually found a bunch of different fossils at the site, not just the Gorgonopsian.
No way.
They uncovered skull fragments, vertebrae ribs, even a nearly complete femur, which is incredibly rare.
A complete leg bone. That's amazing. What can they learn from that?
A whole lot. Having a nearly complete leg allows them to reconstruct how this Gorgonopsian moved.
Yeah.
And you know what they found? Its leg positioning suggests it was a much more efficient walker and runner than we typically associate with reptilian-type creatures.
Wow. So no more of that awkward sprawling gait we see in lizards.
Nope.
This thing was built for speed and agility. But how do they know it's the oldest Gorgonopsian found so far?
Well, the geological dating of the rock layers where the fossils were found indicates this Mallorcan Gorgonopsian is at least 270 million years old.
Wow.
And that potentially makes it older than any other Gorgonopsian discovered to date.
Okay, so we've got this ancient saber-toothed predator, possibly the oldest of its kind, found in a place that completely upends what we thought we knew about Gorgonopsian geography. But there's got to be more to it than that, right? What does this discovery actually tell us about Gorgonopsians and their evolution?
What's forcing scientists to reevaluate a lot of their previous assumptions.
Like what?
For instance, the prevailing theory was that Gorgonopsians originated in higher latitudes and then migrated towards the equator.
Okay.
But this Mallorcan Gorgonopsian suggests they might have actually originated in equatorial regions and then dispersed outward. It's a whole new perspective on their evolutionary journey.
That's mind-blowing. It really highlights how one discovery can completely rewrite the textbooks, you know?
It really does.
It makes you realize that our understanding of the past is always evolving.
Absolutely.
But what about Mallorca itself? What was this prehistoric paradise like for our Gorgonopsian friend?
Well, picture this. Mallorca is baking under the equatorial sun part of the vast supercontinent Pangaea.
Okay.
The climate is monsoonal with distinct wet and dry seasons. Our Gorgonopsian is stalking through a floodplain environment, probably drawn to the temporary ponds that form during the rainy season.
Interesting.
And you know what else they found in those same rock layers?
Don't tell me. Another saber-toothed creature.
Not quite. They found the fossilized remains of Tramontanosaurus ti, a herbivorous reptile that likely shared this ancient ecosystem with our Gorgonopsian.
Whoa, hold on. So not only are we talking about a potential predator-prey relationship here, but also about a glimpse into the entire food web of this lost world.
Exactly. It's like a snapshot frozen in time, allowing us to piece together the complex interactions between different species in this prehistoric ecosystem.
So we've got this fearsome, saber-toothed Gorgonopsian, potentially the oldest ever found, rewriting evolutionary timelines and sharing its prehistoric Mallorcan stomping grounds with herbivorous reptiles. I'm already hooked. But before we get too carried away, I think it's time to take a step back and really unpack what all of this means. What are the broader implications of this discovery? Why should we care about a saber-toothed creature that's been extinct for millions of years?
That's where it gets really fascinating.
Ooh, I love when you say that. Tell me more.
This discovery isn't just about rewriting a chapter in the Gorgonopsian story,
Right.
It's about understanding the bigger picture of mammal evolution.
Okay.
Remember, Gorgonopsians were synapsids, part of the evolutionary line that branched off and eventually led to mammals.
So by studying this Gorgonopsian, we're not just learning about some ancient extinct creature. We're actually learning about our own evolutionary history.
Exactly. It's like tracing our family tree back through time, uncovering the origins of certain traits and characteristics that are still present in mammals today.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all connects, but before we go too far down that rabbit hole,
Sure.
I want to circle back to those saber teeth.
Yeah.
They're so iconic, so intimidating.
They are pretty amazing.
What can they tell us about how Gorgonopsians actually lived and hunted?
Well, for starters, they definitely weren't vegetarians.
I guess not.
Those saber teeth are a clear indication of their predatory lifestyle.
Yeah.
And their size and shape suggest they were capable of delivering powerful bites.
Makes sense.
But the exact way they use those teeth is still a subject of debate among paleontologists.
I can imagine there are a lot of theories. So what are some of the leading ideas about how they might have used those saber teeth?
One theory is that they used them to deliver a swift killing blow to vital areas of their prey,
Okay.
like the throat or major arteries.
Ooh, so like a prehistoric version of a surgical strike.
Precisely.
Right.
And the fact that saber teeth evolved independently in so many different animal groups suggests there was a strong evolutionary advantage to this particular adaptation.
Interesting.
It's like nature kept hitting the rewind button and coming up with the same solution over and over again.
It's incredible how evolution works. So we've got these fearsome, saber-toothed Gorgonopsians possibly running down their prey on the prehistoric plains of Mallorca.
Right?
But if they were so successful, what happened to them? Why aren't they still around today?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it leads us to one of the most dramatic events in Earth's history, the Permian Triassic extinction event,
Okay.
also known as the Great Dying.
The Great Dying. That sounds ominous.
It was the most severe mass extinction event our planet has ever experienced.
Oh, no.
Wiping out an estimated 96% of all marine species.
What?
And 70% of terrestrial vertebrate species.
It's hard to even imagine.
It was a global catastrophe that reshaped the entire biosphere.
Wow. What could have caused such widespread devastation?
Well, scientists believe it was a perfect storm of events.
Okay.
Massive volcanic eruptions released huge amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, leading to rapid climate change and ocean acidification.
Wow.
There's also evidence of a major asteroid impact around the same time.
So it was like a 1-2 punch?
Yeah, it's a combination of factors that created a hostile environment for most life on Earth.
It's a sobering reminder of how fragile life can be.
It really is.
Even for creatures like the Gorgonopsian that seem so well adapted to their environment.
Absolutely. And it's important to remember that even though the Gorgonopsians were wiped out in the Great Dying,
Right.
they played a crucial role in the grand scheme of evolution.
Okay.
Their lineage contributed to the rise of mammals, which eventually went on to dominate the planet.
It's like one chapter closed but another one opened. It makes you wonder what other secrets are buried in the fossil record waiting to be discovered. So how has the scientific community reacted to this Mallorcan Gorgonopsian? I imagine it's generated quite a buzz.
It's definitely caused a stir. The discovery has been met with a lot of excitement and enthusiasm, and for good reason. It's not every day that you find a fossil that has the potential to rewrite textbooks and challenge long-held assumptions about evolution.
I bet researchers are clamoring to get their hands on those fossils.
They certainly are. Paleontologists are eager to study the Mallorcan Gorgonopsian in more detail, using cutting-edge techniques to extract as much information as possible.
What kind of questions are they hoping to answer?
Well, one of the big mysteries is the precise relationship between Gorgonopsians and other synapsids,
Okay.
including the lineage that led to mammals.
Right.
By analyzing the Gorgonopsians' anatomy, particularly the well-preserved leg bone,
Right.
they hope to get a clearer picture of how locomotion evolved in this group and how it compares to the evolution of movement in mammals.
So it's like they're trying to connect the dots between these ancient creatures and the mammals we see today, including ourselves.
Exactly. It's like solving a giant evolutionary puzzle. And this Gorgonopsian could be a key piece that unlocks new insights. And remember, this is just one discovery in what's likely a treasure trove of fossils yet to be unearthed in Mallorca.
Wow, it's like this one Gorgonopsian has opened a window into a whole new world, sparking a wave of new research and exploration.
It really has.
Who knows what other incredible discoveries are waiting to be made?
The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes paleontology so fascinating. It's a constant journey of discovery full of surprises and the potential to rewrite our understanding of the past.
Well, it's like a real-life time machine. Well, before we get carried away with visions of prehistoric Mallorca, let's take a quick breather. When we come back, we'll delve deeper into the implications of this find for our understanding of saber-toothed creatures and the evolution of predation itself. Stay tuned, explorers. Welcome back to Deep Dive. We're hot on the trail of the oldest Gorgonopsian ever found, and wow, this ancient saber-tooth is turning out to be a real game changer.
It really is. And you know, one of the most fascinating aspects of this discovery is how it highlights the phenomenon of convergent evolution.
Convergent evolution. Remind me what that is again.
Sure. It's when different groups of organisms, often separated by vast stretches of time or geographical distance, independently evolve similar traits to solve similar problems. Think of it like nature finding multiple paths to the same destination.
Okay, I'm with you. So you're saying those saber teeth weren't just a one-off fluke,
Right.
but a truly successful adaptation that kept reappearing throughout evolutionary history.
Exactly, and that begs the question, what were the environmental pressures that led to the evolution of saber teeth in so many different lineages? What advantages did they provide? Were there any downsides?
I bet those are the kinds of questions that keep paleontologists up at night.
They do. It's like a detective story, piecing together clues from millions of years ago to understand how these ancient animals lived and evolved.
Absolutely. But let's get back to our Mallorcan Gorgonopsian. Aside from those impressive fangs, what else can we learn from its bones?
Well, the skeletal structure of an animal can tell us a lot about its lifestyle and behavior.
Right.
For instance, the shape and size of the Gorgonopsian's leg bones, especially that well-preserved femur, suggest it was a powerful runner, likely capable of chasing down prey with considerable speed.
Gotcha.
And the position of its eye sockets suggests it had good binocular vision,
Oh, okay.
which would have been crucial for judging distances and coordinating attacks.
So we're talking about a predator that was both fast and had excellent depth perception.
Exactly.
A pretty formidable combination.
Absolutely. And by comparing its anatomy to other Gorgonopsians and related creatures,
Right.
we can start to fill in the gaps in our understanding of how these animals evolved and diversified over time. Each new fossil discovery adds another piece to the puzzle, bringing us closer to a complete picture of their evolutionary journey.
It's mind-boggling to think how much information we can extract from a handful of fossilized bones. But for a moment, I want to step back and consider the broader implications of this discovery. What does this Mallorcan Gorgonopsian tell us about the nature of evolution itself?
I think the biggest takeaway is that evolution is not a simple linear progression.
Yeah.
It's a complex tapestry of interconnected events full of surprises and unexpected turns. Who would have thought that a crucial piece of the Gorgonopsian puzzle would be found on a sunny Mediterranean island known for its beaches and resorts?
It really underscores how much we still don't know about the history of life on Earth. Who knows what other groundbreaking discoveries are waiting to be made, possibly even in our own backyards.
Exactly. And this discovery also reinforces the importance of paleontological research. By studying the fossilized remains of ancient organisms, we gain a deeper understanding of our planet's past, its biodiversity, and the forces that have shaped life as we know it.
It's like holding a mirror up to ourselves, reflecting back on our own origins and our place in the grand scheme of things.
It really is.
Pretty profound stuff.
It is, isn't it? We're all part of this incredible story of life that stretches back millions of years, and who knows what chapters are yet to be written.
Well said. As we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Gorgonopsians, what's the key message you hope our listeners will take away from this incredible discovery?
I think the most important lesson is that science is an ongoing journey of discovery, full of wonders, surprises, and the potential to overturn long-held assumptions. We're constantly learning new things, challenging old ideas, and expanding our understanding of the world around us. And sometimes the most unexpected discoveries can lead to the most profound insights.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So to our listeners, the next time you're walking along a beach or hiking through a forest, take a moment to imagine the creatures that might have roamed those very same places millions of years ago. You never know what secrets lie hidden beneath our feet, just waiting to be unearthed. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never lose your sense of wonder.
And on that note, we'll leave you with a final thought to ponder. If a saber-toothed surprise like this Gorgonopsian could be found in Mallorca, what other incredible discoveries might be waiting to be made in seemingly ordinary places all over the world? The possibilities are endless. Happy exploring.